Good evening. The time is 5 o'clock, and here's the one news at 5. First, the top stories. A Muslim proceeds on Lesser Hajj, hands over to Deputy Governor Yetunde Onanuga. Senate faults Oshibaju, says it has powers to alter budget bills. EFCC advocates prison for convicted corrupt persons in Sambisa Forest. Oshibaju opposes call for full deregulation of the petroleum sector. Donald Trump cancels program to protect immigrant parents. Colombian nurse survives fall from hospital's sixth floor. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news in details shortly. Governor Ibrahim Musa of Ogun State has traveled to Saudi Arabia to perform the 2017 Lesser Hajj. The Lesser Hajj begins from Thursday. The Speaker, Suraj Ishola Dekunbi, read the letter sent by the governor, notifying the State House of Assembly of the trip. The governor, according to a letter dated June 13, will stay in Saudi Arabia for the 1 week to perform the exercise. In his absence, the Speaker says Amuso has transmitted his constitutional powers to the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Yetunde Onanuga, to serve as acting governor. The governor promised to return from the Hajj to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan fast by June 25 or June 26. The presidency plans to recruit 7,500 graduates as community tax and liaison officers to raise tax awareness among citizens. Finance Minister Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, along with the Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), Mr. Obatunde Fowler, who made the slogan at the joint press briefing in Abuja, says those to be recruited will visit schools, churches, mosques, markets, and other social places to educate people on the tax system and their obligations. The initiative, according to Adeosun, is to increase the number of taxpayers from 14 million to about 17 million in the next 2 years. Adeosun says graduates of accounting, economics, mathematics, and other relevant courses will be given priority under the program to recruit the liaison officers. The FRS chairman says the tax tribunal was being reconstituted as tax dodgers will be prosecuted. The Senate says it has the constitutional powers to alter the appropriation bill submitted to it by the presidency for consideration. Senate President Bukola Saraki says the National Assembly will never abdicate its constitutional powers to legislate to the presidency. Saraki stated this in reference to the assertion made by acting President Yemi Osinbajo on Tuesday that the National Assembly does not have the constitutional powers to tamper with details of the budget bill forwarded to it by President Buhari. Osinbajo had complained while assenting the 2017 budget bill that the National Assembly mutilated its details, making it difficult to implement. Senate Deputy Leader Bala Na'ala, who drew the attention of the Senate to the acting president's claim, says the 1999 Constitution in Section 80 vests the National Assembly with powers to alter bills if it finds it necessary. The Senate President, Bukola Saraki, vows that the National Assembly will defend its powers to legislate.
Because there's clearly no ambiguity in the Constitution of the responsibilities. This matter has been cleared and settled. I believe as responsible statesmen and leaders to the time that we consult and do our best to make it work for the executive and assistant. But as we bend backwards, I don't think that should be misconstrued.
Also, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, backs the Senate position on the issue.
Not deliberating this issue at all. We all know why these powers are.
The People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate for Osun West Senatorial District, Ademola Adeleke, has said he will win the by-election on July 8. Adeleke spoke yesterday in Abuja when the party's national chairman, Alhaji Ali Modu Sharif, presented him with the PDP's flag at the party's national secretariat. Adeleke is vying for the vacant seat his brother, Senator Isiaka Adeleke, occupied until his death on April 24. The All Progressives Congress Director of Research and Strategy, Kunle Oyatomi, says, however, that he was never a member of the party. Adeleke believes his chances are very bright, saying the death of his older brother will be a deciding factor in the election, while his PDP candidature has elicited fear in the state APC. Adeleke will run against APC candidate Senator Mudashiru Hussein, who emerged from his party primaries on Wednesday. He was initially disqualified on grounds that he did not resign his commissionership post in the state. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has advocated the establishment of a maximum prison facility in the Sambisa forest in Borno State for convicted corrupt persons. The agency chairman, Ibrahim Magu, says the project, if approved, will boost the anti-corruption campaign of the Buhari administration. Magu made the call while receiving members of the media team of the National Committee of Buhari Support Organization in his office in Abuja. The EFCC chairman says the proposed prison facility will isolate convicted corrupt persons from the comfort zones. For instance, the EFCC chairman alleges that convicted corrupt persons put in the Kirikiri maximum prison are still transacting their businesses from the facility. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo has opposed calls for a full deregulation of the country's petroleum sector. To the acting president, a full deregulation of the petroleum sector will lead to a sharp rise in the price of petroleum products, particularly petrol. Osinbajo spoke in Abuja at the 2017 Africa Modular Refineries discussion organized by the Modular Refineries Association of Nigeria. The acting president explained that the effect of a sharp rise in the price of petrol will have serious consequences on Nigerians and the economy. Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT) has asked the National Assembly to strip the local government of the responsibility for the payment of salaries of primary school teachers in the proposed financial autonomy for local government. NUT National President Mr. Michael Olukoya, who made the call at a news conference in Abuja, says that payment of primary school teacher salaries and allowances as well as retirement benefits are too heavy for local government. Olukoya explains that the union is not against the local government's autonomy, but that the funding of primary education should not be the responsibility of local government. According to him, it is the responsibility of the state government to fund and manage primary education. The NUT president says the funding of primary education by local government is affecting learning and teaching at the foundational level of education. You're still listening to the World News at 5 on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business, and sport news. Please do stay with us. An Obama-era immigration program intended to protect parents of U.S. citizens and legal residents from deportation has been formally cancelled, fulfilling a key campaign promise from President Donald Trump. Homeland Security Department formally revoked a policy memo that created a deferred action for parents of Americans program. The revocation came on the 5th anniversary of another effort that has protected hundreds of thousands of young immigrants from deportation, announced by President Barack Obama in November 2014, but never fully launched. It was intended to keep the immigrant parents safe from deportation and provide them with a renewable work permit, good for 2 years, but it was blocked by a federal judge in Texas after 26 states filed suit against the federal government and challenged the effort's legality. Arrests of immigrants in the interior of the country have increased under the Trump administration, but deportations are slightly down as fewer people have been caught crossing the Mexican border into the United States illegally. Police have warned that may never be able to identify all of the people who died in a fire that engulfed a West London block of flat. Emergency services had to spend a third day searching for bodies at a burnt-out Grenfell Tower in North Kensington. 17 people are known to have died, but the figure is set to rise, with fears the death toll could exceed 60. Fire chiefs said they do not expect to find more survivors, while Prime Minister Theresa May has ordered a full public inquiry. Police said on Thursday that they had launched a criminal investigation into the fire. A student nurse in Colombia has survived a fall from the 6th floor of his hospital in the city of Cali after landing on top of a doctor. The doctor, Isabel Munoz, who was studying at University Hospital de Val, died from her injuries. The nurse, Maria Isabel Gonzalez, suffered multiple fractures but is in a stable condition. It is not clear what caused her to fall. A police investigation has been launched, and Miss Munoz was walking across a courtyard on her way to the cafeteria when Miss Gonzalez fell on her. Nigeria's crude oil production has hit a one-year high, according to a report released by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. The report attributes the increased production output to the resumption of loadings at the Forcados terminal in Delta State. After militants attacked the pipeline terminal in February 2016, Shell declared force majeure, a legal clause that allows it to stop shipments at the terminal without breaching contract. According to the report, OPEC crude oil production increased by 336,000 barrels per day, with outputs increasing the most in Libya, Nigeria, and Iraq. Finally, the World News at 5 Sport News. FC Fanyo Badro of Godwin Obaje and Yo Preko have been shortlisted to vie for the League Vloggers Awards of May for their performances in the Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL). Preko masterminded 2 wins in 2 games for FC Ifeanyiuba. Ghanaian coach Preko is being nominated for the second time on the spin after making the list in April, while it is a first for Obaje this season. Obaje was one of those who masterminded a 3-0 humiliation of Shooting Star Sport Club in Ibadan on resumption of the NPFL after the first round. He scored the first of the 3 goals for FC Ifeanyiuba. Rivers United have completed the signing of Malian attacker Abdullahi Kanute. Kanute, a free agent, joins the Pride of Rivers on a 1-year deal after a 4-year spell at the Lebanese Premier League club Shabab Al Sahel. Kanute joins other foreign nationals like Yovi Dohaji from Togo, Zumana Dumbai from Mali, Godbless Samoa from Ghana, Aliasu Sano from Burkina Faso, and Guy Kimian from Cote d'Ivoire at the Rivers United setup. Abdullahi has previously played for Bahrain First Division League club Malkia and National Football League in India club Churchill Brothers Sport Club. That was the World News at 5. And just before we go, the major stories once again. A Muslim proceeds on lesser Hajj, hands over to Deputy Ononaga. Senate falls Oshibaju, says it has passed to alter budget bills. EFCC advocates prison for convicted corrupt persons in Sambisa Forest. Oshibaju opposes call for full deregulation of the petroleum sector. Trump cancels program to protect immigrant parents. We also told you on the World News at 5 that a Colombian nurse has survived a fall from the hospital's 6th floor. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good evening.